Renewable energy. It's the buzzword of the century, hailed as the ultimate solution to our environmental woes. But what if I told you there's more to the story than meets the eye? There are hidden truths about renewable energy that don't often make the headlines. Curious? You should be. Today, we're uncovering what they don't want you to know about renewable energy. Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover Daily. If you're new here, I'm Julia, and on this channel, we explore the incredible world of science, technology, and history. If you love staying curious about the latest breakthroughs and discoveries, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at renewable energy. While it promises a greener future, there are hidden costs and challenges that we need to talk about. Let's dive in. When we think of renewable energy, we often imagine a world free of pollution, with clean energy powering our homes and cars. But the truth is, renewable energy isn't as clean as it's often portrayed. Let's start with the environmental impact of manufacturing the technology behind renewables. Solar panels, wind turbines, and batteries all require a range of materials that have to be mined and processed. This process isn't without its environmental consequences. For example, the production of solar panels involves the extraction of raw materials like silicon, silver, and rare earth elements. These mining operations can lead to habitat destruction, water pollution, and significant energy consumption. Wind turbines, on the other hand, are made from steel, concrete, and fiberglass, materials that require substantial amounts of energy to produce. The manufacturing process also generates carbon emissions, which somewhat offsets the emission savings from using wind energy in the first place. And then there's the issue of batteries. The lithium-ion batteries that store renewable energy are made from materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which are often mined under conditions that are harmful to both the environment and human rights. So, while renewable energy sources themselves might be emission-free during operation, the full life cycle, extraction, production, and disposal, carries its own environmental burdens. It's crucial to recognize these impacts as we push for more sustainable energy solutions. Speaking of resource extraction, let's dig deeper into the ethical implications. The demand for materials like lithium and cobalt is skyrocketing as we transition to renewable energy, but the way these materials are sourced raises serious ethical concerns. In countries like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, cobalt mining is often associated with exploitative labor practices, including child labor. Workers in these mines face dangerous conditions, with little to no protective equipment, and are paid meager wages. The situation isn't much better for lithium mining, which is often concentrated in arid regions like the Atacama Desert in South America. The extraction of lithium consumes vast amounts of water, leading to water shortages for local communities and damaging delicate ecosystems. These ethical dilemmas pose a significant challenge for the renewable energy sector. As consumers, it's easy to overlook where the materials in our solar panels, wind turbines, and batteries come from. But the reality is that our push for a greener future can sometimes come at the expense of human rights and environmental justice. Now, let's talk about another hidden issue with renewable energy. What happens to all this technology at the end of its life? You might be surprised to learn that recycling solar panels, wind turbine blades, and batteries is far from straightforward. Solar panels typically have a lifespan of 25 to 30 years. After that, they're often discarded in landfills because recycling them is complex and costly. The panels contain materials like cadmium and lead, which can leach into the soil and water if not disposed of properly. Wind turbine blades made from fiberglass are notoriously difficult to recycle. Many end up in landfills as well, contributing to the growing problem of industrial waste. Batteries are another major concern. While recycling technologies for lithium-ion batteries are improving, they're still not widespread. The recycling process is energy-intensive and expensive, which means that many batteries aren't recycled at all. Instead, they're often incinerated or left in landfills, where they can release toxic chemicals into the environment. This recycling issue highlights a significant challenge for the renewable energy industry. To truly be sustainable, we need to develop better ways to recycle and repurpose the materials used in renewable technologies. Otherwise, we're simply trading one environmental problem for another. Now, let's talk about one of the most significant technical challenges facing renewable energy: intermittency. Unlike fossil fuels, which can provide a consistent supply of energy, renewable sources like solar and wind are inherently variable. They only produce power when the sun is shining or the wind is blowing. This poses a major challenge for grid reliability. To keep the lights on, the energy grid needs to balance supply and demand in real time. But when you're dealing with intermittent sources, this becomes a lot more complicated. For instance, a sudden drop in wind speed or a cloudy day can lead to a significant reduction in energy output, which needs to be compensated for by other means. This is where backup systems, often involving fossil fuels, come into play. Natural gas power plants are frequently used to provide this backup power because they can be ramped up quickly when renewable output drops. However, this reliance on fossil fuels for backup power means that the overall carbon savings from renewable energy may not be as high as we'd like to think. Additionally, the need for backup power adds to the complexity and cost of integrating renewables into the grid. One of the potential solutions to the intermittency challenge is energy storage, particularly in the form of batteries. By storing excess energy generated during peak production times, we can smooth out the supply and ensure a more reliable flow of power. However, as we discussed earlier, battery storage comes with its own set of environmental and ethical concerns, making this a complex issue that requires careful consideration. Another critical issue that often flies under the radar when discussing renewable energy is the impact on land use and ecosystems. While renewable energy sources like wind and solar are praised for their low emissions, they do require significant amounts of land, and the consequences of this can be far-reaching. Let's take solar farms as an example. To generate a substantial amount of energy, solar farms need to cover vast areas of land. This can lead to the displacement of local wildlife and vegetation, which in turn disrupts local ecosystems. In some cases, land that was once used for agriculture or natural habitats is converted into solar farms, which can have a ripple effect on biodiversity and local food production. Similarly, wind farms, especially large-scale ones, are often located in remote areas that are home to diverse wildlife. The construction of access roads, transmission lines, and other infrastructure can fragment habitats and disturb species that rely on these areas for survival. This is a particularly pressing issue in sensitive environments like deserts, grasslands, and coastal regions. It's also important to consider the social impact of land use for renewable energy. In some regions, the land required for these projects is taken from indigenous communities or local farmers, often without adequate compensation or consultation. This can lead to social tensions and even displacement, adding a layer of ethical complexity to the renewable energy debate. Another aspect of renewable energy that's often overlooked is its geopolitical implications. Just as fossil fuels have shaped global politics and economies for over a century, the shift to renewable energy is also influencing international relations, sometimes in unexpected ways. For example, the minerals required for renewable energy technologies, like lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements, are concentrated in a few key regions of the world. This means that countries with abundant mineral resources are gaining new forms of geopolitical leverage, while those without are becoming increasingly dependent on imports. This shift is creating new alliances and rivalries as countries scramble to secure their supply chains. China, for instance, currently dominates the global supply of rare earth elements, which are essential for manufacturing everything from wind turbines to electric vehicle batteries. This dominance gives China significant influence over the renewable energy market, raising concerns about the vulnerability of supply chains and the potential for geopolitical conflicts. Furthermore, as countries transition to renewable energy, the traditional oil and gas exporters are facing economic challenges that could lead to instability. Nations that have long relied on fossil fuel revenues are now grappling with the need to diversify their economies and find new sources of income. This transition period could be fraught with tension, as both energy-rich and energy-poor countries navigate the shifting landscape. So, what does all of this mean for the future of renewable energy? It's clear that while renewable energy offers incredible promise, it's not without its challenges. To truly create a sustainable energy system, we need to approach renewable energy with a balanced perspective, one that acknowledges both its benefits and its drawbacks. This means investing in research and development to improve the efficiency and sustainability of renewable technologies. It also means being transparent about the environmental and social impacts, so we can address them head-on rather than sweeping them under the rug. And perhaps most importantly, it means recognizing that no single solution will solve our energy challenges. We need a diverse mix of energy sources, each playing a role in a broader, more resilient energy system. Renewable energy is undoubtedly a crucial part of our fight against climate change, but it's not a silver bullet. By understanding the full picture, we can make more informed decisions and push for innovations that will help us achieve a truly sustainable future. If you found this video insightful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Discover Daily for more deep dives into the complex world of science, technology, and beyond. Let me know in the comments what you think about the challenges of renewable energy and what you believe the future holds. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, stay curious.